Welcome back, students. If I talk about Z main level, I may say that this part is very important because it contains nature of roots. Here we will be learning to find the nature of roots. Okay, so let's start. The nature of roots depend upon the discriminant of the equation. Okay, so whenever we get questions either in mains or advanced, which basically states that we have to talk about nature of roots, like suppose it's given that you have to comment on roots of equation, whether they are imaginary or they are rational, they are irrational, they are equal. So always just think that what you have to do is you have to talk about the discriminant. Okay, now discriminant, we know that it is b square minus 4ac, right? We have already seen that. Now, we also know that these are my roots, alpha, beta, minus b, plus minus root d upon 2a. Now, if you look at this carefully, you can easily understand that d, this is basically telling you about the nature of roots, because if this d is greater than 0, that means I will have under root something real. So my both roots will be real. Okay, so I'll put it like this, that if discriminant d is greater than 0, I have roots. Okay, that means this would be come out to be real and we will have real roots. Okay, understand that maximum we can have 2, so we will have 2 real roots in this case. Okay, one will be minus b plus root d upon 2a and another would be minus b minus root d upon 2a. Now, very important point that when I say roots are real, okay, now roots are real means two things. It can be rational, it can be irrational also, right? So, how to find whether my roots will be rational or irrational? Okay, now if I want to do this, if at all it is given that all these three coefficients are rational, okay, so that means now I have to don't care about minus b 2a, all I have to think about is whether this d is able to come out root sign or not, right? Because in irrational you have under root sign, but in rational you don't have any under root signs, right? So what I say, if d is perfect square, I will have rational roots, right? Because roots will be rational. These discriminant will get rid of under root sign and it will be added to minus b upon 2a. So in turn I will be getting rational roots. And if d is not a perfect square, we will get irrational roots. So very good questions can be framed in Z main saying that how can roots be rational or for what values of k I have some equation. Okay, like they can give you some equation, as in suppose they are giving you ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, okay, and they might do what, they may give some value of a which might be given, b might be given, and suppose c is k, okay, and you might have to find k so that it has rational roots. So all you have to do is you have to talk about discriminant, which is b square minus 4a k, and in this is known, this is known. So what you have to see is from the option just put values of k and check when it is perfect square. When it is perfect square, that means it will be rational. Now when discriminant d is 0, so you can easily see that if discriminant d is 0, I will have roots minus b upon 2a. So I will have 2 roots, but these are equal, okay, and each value would be minus b upon 2a. If discriminant d is less than 0, again very simple, root d is not real, so I will have roots imaginary. Now very important thing that we must understand that when we say irrational roots, okay, what kind of irrational roots we have, and when we say we have complex or imaginary roots, what kind of roots we have. Let's focus on that. The very important thing that we have to understand is irrational roots always exist in pairs. Very good, very important point. Here I have taken a situation wherein ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is our equation, okay, and a, b, c are rational, okay. Myself I am taking a, b, c rational. Now I know the roots by discriminant method, okay. Now let us say that minus b upon 2a, because these are rational, so minus b upon 2a would be some rational quantity, say p, okay, and I have this d upon this, that would be suppose root of q, okay, and here q is not perfect square, so I may say that this would be irrational. So one would be p plus root q and another root would be p minus root q. Okay, so you can easily see that these are existing in pairs, right? So what does it mean? If I have 1 root 2 plus root 5, automatically my other root would be 2 minus root 5. But what you have to keep in mind, that this happens only when I have ABC coefficients rational. Okay, so we can conclude that irrational roots occur in conjugate pair when coefficients are rational. Don't think that coefficients are real. No, coefficients are real and they're rational too. Then only I may say that they will be in pairs. Similarly, we have a very important point about complex roots in pair that we have already discussed. So let's quickly understand this again, what really it means. Suppose I have ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 an equation. Okay, in this ABC belongs to real. So if one root is p plus iota q, okay, that automatically means that other root would be p minus iota q. So I can put it like this. If I have one root as suppose 2 plus 7 iota, that implies other root would be 2 minus 7 iota. But this only happens when I say that coefficients are real. So what do I mean? That I have to concentrate on coefficients. Okay, so I have coefficients over here. So if coefficients are given real, okay, so if I have complex roots, so complex roots will exist in pairs. Okay, and if I have rational coefficients, okay, real coefficients, rational coefficients, so that would imply that whatever irrational roots I am having, that will be in pair. Okay, this is what we have learned. So again, a very important point to be noted, that complex roots occur in conjugate pair, which is where my quadratic equation is having real coefficients. Okay. Let us do one illustration so that it would be more clear. A very good question came in Z 2014. Okay, let me read it. The quadratic equation Px equal to 0 with real coefficients has purely imaginary roots. So you have to discuss about P of Px equal to 0. Okay, and you have to tell that whether what kind of roots it is having, only pure imaginary roots, all real roots, two real, two purely imaginary roots, neither real nor purely imaginary roots. So this is my question. Okay, so let's discuss it. I have told you the first thing that should come to your mind is that whether we can solve this question or not, we can solve it, because we have to talk about nature of roots. So that would be depending upon the discriminant d. Okay, but here I have not been given anything about p of px, but we are given information about px, right? Okay, so what is given? It is given that px is equal to 0. Okay, it is having purely imaginary roots. So if I want to put it as, I want to understand it, what I can say, purely imaginary roots, when an equation has purely imaginary roots, suppose I am having one root as k iota and another root as minus k iota. Okay, so what will my equation become? X minus k iota and x plus k iota, because it is purely imaginary. Purely imaginary means that I am not having any real part. Okay, so this becomes x square plus k square equal to 0. This is my px. Okay, so I got my px function as x square plus k square, right? So you know that here discriminant d, okay, here discriminant d is less than 0, okay, because roots are purely imaginary. So discriminant d would be here less than 0. I hope this point is clear to everybody. Okay, now we move further. If I talk about p of px, okay, so basically wherever I am having x, I will put px, so px whole square plus k square. Okay, so I have px whole square, so that becomes x square plus k square whole square plus k square, right? So this gives me an equation which is x raised to the power 4 plus k raised to the power 4, and I have here 2k square x square and plus k square. So if I want to rearrange it properly, I can write it as x raised to the power 4 plus 2k square x square plus k square plus k raised to the power 4. So all I have to do is I just have to talk about this, right? Wherein I know that discriminant d is less than 0 in the first equation. Okay? I hope this point is clear to you. That px has roots k iota and minus k iota, this is given, and we have to just talk about this. Now how can we talk about this? Okay, even if you, in this equation, if you will put x square equal to t, something like that, okay, so it would become a very simple equation. Is I can talk about its discriminant easily. So discriminant d would be, if I put it as t square plus 2k square t plus k square plus k raised to the power 4. So discriminant d would become b square. So 4k raised to the power 4 minus 4ac. So 4 into k square plus k raised to the power 4. So all these gets cancelled and I am left with minus 4k square. So you can easily see that because k square is definitely positive, that this is again less than 0. Okay? This discriminant d is less than 0. So I have my roots. X square would come out to be minus 2k square plus minus, I have discriminant d upon 2. Okay? So here you can find that you are having roots which are imaginary. Okay? Because it is having 4 roots, because it is degree is 4, so I will have 4 roots, but it's easy to understand that here 4 roots will be imaginary. Okay, so let's see what are our options. All real, A option is purely imaginary roots is not there. All real roots, 2 real, 2 parallel, no, it's not like that. Yeah, neither real nor purely, because it is having imaginary roots. Okay. So I hope this question is clear. Okay, so very classic question. Students, I hope now you are clear with how to find nature of roots. Not only real or non-real, but yes, more deeply, whether rational roots or irrational roots. Now comes the most challenging part, which is how to draw graphs. So please stay tuned with me to talk about graphical representation. Have a nice day. Thank you.